Hi, and welcome to Wendy's AIP Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you my AIP Spaghetti Sauce, which is completely free of nightshades, but you won't even know it, I promise. It is hearty, flavorful, and it reminds me of the spaghetti sauce I grew up with. I'm starting with a pound of ground beef that I'm going to brown with half cup of chopped onions. Hamburger has browned, so now it's time to add 6 large cloves of garlic minced because we love the flavor flav. And we're gonna cook this for about half a minute. And just a side note about our next ingredient, which is half cup of red wine. Yes, I know that red wine is not allowed on the AIP unless it is cooked off completely, which it is in this recipe. Now I'm gonna turn up the heat, turn this up high, and we're gonna cook off the wine so that we're just left with the beautiful rich flavor. This part takes a while. All right, so this is bubbling away, and you can see that the wine is cooked off. You can see like some fat from the hamburger that's still there, but the wine is gone. So at this point, we're gonna turn it to medium-low and add a bunch of other ingredients. I've got a can of organic pumpkin. Half cup of grated beets. Now for you beet haters out there, you can't taste it, I promise. Quarter cup of finely grated carrot. 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar. 2 tablespoons dried oregano and 1 tablespoon dried basil. And half cup of broth. The recipe calls for beef broth, but I'm out, so we're using chicken broth. It works just fine. And mix this up and watch the colors go. Everything's looking pretty good, and now it's time to taste, because we're about to add some salt. The amount of salt that you will need depends on the saltiness of your broth. Like if you have a really salty broth, you're not gonna maybe wanna even put any salt in there. So give it a taste. I already know that with my broth, I like to use about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So I'm gonna add that now. It smells so good. Now let's put this to bed for 1 hour to simmer and let all of the flavors meld. We want this just at a simmer. Don't get it bubbling too much. So remember a minute ago when I said, want this just at a simmer. Don't get it bubbling too much. So that sauce cooks for 1 hour, and I was cooking the sauce for the video and I got distracted, started talking to my sister on the phone, and I actually got it bubbling too hot. So if you look closely in the next frame, you will see that the sauce changes color. It's not so red anymore because for some reason, beets, when you put them in a sauce, if you cook them too long or cook them too hot, they get kind of orangey brown instead of red. So, yeah. So when it comes to beets, simmer. Don't let it bubble too much. All done. I wish you could smell it. So you might be wondering, what do you do with spaghetti sauce with no spaghetti? Something my family does, we use zoodles, or you also might try sweet potato noodles, otherwise known as glass noodles. They're clear, and so that kind of looks weird for spaghetti, but thanks for joining me in Wendy's AIP Kitchen, everybody. For the written recipe, go to my website. I will put the link in the description below. Stay safe, stay healthy, everybody. Bye.
Wendy's AIP Kitchen was filmed before a live studio audience.